Hi everyone, welcome to film log update number 9. So yes, covering the films today that I watched or rewatched during March and April 2021. So yes, I love doing this every kind of couple of months, the film log updates, and I've been doing it for a while now, and once again we'll be doing this as usual, this time for March and April 2021. So most of the films that I watched or rewatched, but towards the end of the video, I'm going to be doing this kind of bonus thing that I'm going to be adding into these videos, and that is basically picking my personal favourite, of course, first watch of March and then April 2021. So yes, I've kind of been doing this I guess for the last 3 years or so. Especially I've been kind of logging my favourite first watches of particular years, and kind of yes, around 20-25 films. First watches that I've kind of took part in on particular years, and not films that I've rewatched, of course. My favourites of that. Just first time viewings, and just I thought it'd be great to kind of do this for every month, and what better place to kind of celebrate this than my film log update videos. So yes, I'm going to be doing that towards the end of the video, and until then though, of course, just as usual, these kind of videos. I have my laptop here with my kind of diary, and most of the films I'll kind of go through, and just kind of mention, and get a discussion going potentially in the comments, and tell me your thoughts on these films if you've seen them, and in that sense I'm not going to give spoilers, so don't worry about that. And just going through these very, very informal on my laptop, and just glossing over, and just to kind of mention them. For example, I can't review every film. I struggle to I must say, these days especially, review even kind of 10 films every month. It's been hard for me to do that, and I am trying to pick up again the pace, and do at least kind of 8 or 9, perhaps 10 videos every month again. So I look forward to that. But I haven't been recently, and I couldn't review every single film that I watched, of course. So yes, this is a great way to kind of at least mention them, and attribute the films I've watched. So yes, we'll start off with one of the first films note of March, and that is You Can't Take It With You, of course, a Frank Capra film. And yes, wow, once again, delightful film, and really just Jimmy Stewart, of course, and Jean Arthur in this film, and just a pleasing experience, to say the least. And I did plan on reviewing this, and I do still plan on doing that. Whether that will be this month or next month, it will be up. Who knows? But I do plan on doing that. And yes, just other kind of Frank Capra films, and I loved it. That's all I say. Really was such a kind of charming, magical experience. And once again, Frank Capra delivering. A film I absolutely loved. Every single film that I've seen so far, from Frank Capra, has just been, wonderful, and just truly, a great film, this one. And I really look forward to discussing it, in detail at some point. And yes, this was kind of my, I had a kind of a week and a half off, so I had free time, and wanted to kind of watch, or rewatch as well, some of my favourites, and just have a really great time. And that was when I chose to pick. To kind of watch again, There Will Be Blood, and there it is behind me, of course, the Blu-ray, and just picking this, and obviously I've been going through the Paul Thomas Anderson films, on the channel, and over gradually over time, and I'm going to be reviewing this film very, very soon, and I watched it, of course, in March, and rewatching this, and wow, simply. One of the well, we'll save it for the review, and that's what I say there. But this is a very, very loved film, and I'm certainly one of the fans of this, and just wow. I think all I'll say is it really has taken on another form, and I think I always loved this film, and I always thought it was a stunning, stunning film. But even more so now, and it just blows me away more and more every time I see it. And I originally saw it kind of. Shortly after it came out, and so it's quite a while. The first time I saw this film, and I've seen it quite a few times since, and always every few years, kind of going back to this, and it's always grown on me more and more. I instantly loved it, but this time around was the best experience. That's all I say, and it really is one of the most exceptional films that I've seen. And yes, the next day, I've actually I've already filmed a review for this film, and that is, of course, The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. And yes, this film, really is, I think it has kind of this cult following, and there are, corners, of the internet, that praise this film quite a bit, and it was nice to see that because viewing this film, I must say, it really is a stunning film, and this Western film, but really, really unique, I must say, and I think it's definitely one of the best. Of the century that I've seen, to be quite honest, Westerns. It really is a wonderful film, and I have filmed a review for this film, and it'll be up in the next kind of week or so, hopefully. And I wanted to kind of get this video up first, this film log update, and it's just to kind of because they're kind of they're the priority, during the kind of beginning of the month, after the kind of previous two that I cover. But what a wonderful film, and just really, if you haven't seen this film, check it out. That's my recommendation. And yes, next up, is a film that I've been looking forward to seeing for a number of years, and I'd heard a few things about this, and it's a very loved film, critically acclaimed, loved by fans, and I think I hear about this film whenever people mention their favourite comedies, kind of thing. It's usually on the list quite often, and that is Some Like It Hot, of course, directed by Billy Wilder, and 1959. This really is it's instantly become one of my favourite films. Let's just say that, and I would say it's very, very high actually on my favourite films list, and it just blew me away, and I loved everything about this film. It really is absolutely stunning, and what is my favourite film for March, at the end of the video, but I'll say now, this is a contender, so you can kind of put that together and see how I react to different other films of the month, but this film, wow, pleasing in every way, and I think one of the best scripts of all time, simply. Easily one of the best films ever made. And yes, the day after that, I watched School of Rock once again. I say that because I've seen it many, many times, from a very young age as well. Just seeing this, I saw this, at school one time as well, and I'd seen it a few times before that, but I kind of remember this very bizarre night. We had this kind of film night, in the hall, and there was fish and chips, and I just remember that, and that was just essentially it, fish and chips and a film, and this was the film that we picked, and just great times with that, and many times watching it with family and friends and stuff, and just a wonderful film, and I find it to be very, very underappreciated. Actually, really, to me, it's a stunning film. So well made, and really inspiring, and it's this family film, but really so well directed, and some would kind of be surprised that it is Richard Linklater film, because it is simply very different to his other films, in style, especially, and I guess it's just. I guess a testament to Linklater, making this film. It is very different to his other films, and really is this, kind of full-on family film at times, and it's just great. It really is one of my favourites, from this. This kind of I guess genre, and Jack Black, it's just so great in this film, and just absolutely love School of Rock. It's a very popular film, of course, and next up, the day after, this was a film that I chose to rewatch, and I've seen it many times, and it could be my favourite kind of Richard Donner film, and that is Superman, the original from 1978, and wow, the last time I saw this film was 2014, so it's been 7 years since I actually seen this film, and I don't know why it took so long to kind of rewatch this, but wow, for me, it's just one of the best superhero films ever made, and it's just delightful from start to finish. I think this is just absolutely stunning, and for me, it is a masterpiece, and really. I think one of the most magical films ever made, and as I say, it could be my favourite Richard Donner film, although there are a few other films that he made that are kind of in contender for that, I guess. because Lethal Weapon, The Goonies, but Superman could quite easily be my favourite. I have to think on that and I guess rewatch those other films. But yes, next up, Rise of the Foot Soldier Part 2, because I did watch the first Rise of the Foot Soldier film a few months ago now, and I said I'd be going to the sequels, of course, and yes, I started with this, and I have since seen Part 3 and 4 as well, but yes, Part 2, it's definitely a solid film. I think, had, it was better than I thought it'd be. I've heard some negative things about this film, and it was nowhere near as good as the first for me, but I think, and it's definitely, seeing, Part 3 and 4, it's definitely very serious, in comparison to those films. I think they're much more comedy-esque and more vibrant and energetic. But this one is definitely a very worthy film. Kind of follow up to the first, and I really enjoyed it actually, and very kind of enjoyable film, and I think a solid good film in my opinion. So yes, next up, the day after, I rewatched, of course, To Catch a Thief, and I have the kind of premium here, and Blu-ray. Yes, this film I will be reviewing it again very, very soon, and just a wonderful film, and I didn't really need to kind of watch this and then straight away review it, because I've seen it before, and just very vivid in my mind, but I love this film so much, and yeah, it's just a wonderful kind of release here, of course, and just a stunning film in my opinion. Again, I find this to be fairly underrated, in Hitchcock's filmography, but it really is a stunning film, and I love it. So yes, we'll be reviewing that very soon. And next up, The Transporter, with Jason Statham, and I like this quite a bit. I think it's very enjoyable, and it's a basic film at times, and I think just a fun film that was well made at times as well. It's a good action as well in the film, and just Jason Statham, it's very enjoyable here, and just very good performance here, and yeah, some funny moments, of course, and it's action comedy film, very bizarre at times, but I enjoyed it, definitely, and yes, I recommend it, of course. And we'll go to, of course, the next page, and on this, still my kind of my time off that I had during March, and yes, Spectre, of course, a very, very kind of unpopular Bond film, and of course, I've been going through the Bond films for a while now, and just I love James Bond, and my favorite film franchise, and I just love seeing, of course, Bond films. Even though I don't, if I don't like a Bond film, which is very, very rare, it's only been a few cases of that. I think even then I enjoy sitting down to actually watch a Bond film, and previously to watching this again, this was my third watch of this film, Spectre, and previously to this, I thought the film was, I didn't really know how to feel about this, and I thought the first time I saw it, I did not like it, actually, flat out, kind of disliked it, and I was just very, very disappointed coming out of the cinema, and yes, seeing it again, in 2018, of course, for the kind of first rewatch I'd done of the entire kind of franchise, I thought it wasn't too bad, but it was very much do I like it or not? I'm not too sure. At that current time, and yes, watching it again, this time round, I really, really am a big fan of this film. Yes, very surprising, of course. Many will be shocked at that, but find out my full thoughts, on the re-review of this film that I'm going to be doing very, very soon, and it'll be up for sure in May. That's for sure. The review of that again, and yeah, Spectre. It's a very, very unique film, and I think I was quite surprised how much I liked it this time round, and I'll review that, of course. I reveal my full thoughts, on that film and how much I like it, on the review. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. Look out for that review, and of course the Sugarland Express the day after this, and I've reviewed that film very recently, and I definitely thought it was a fine film, but it wasn't one of my favourite. Personally, one of my favourite Spielberg films. So yes, Avengement as well. The day after that, a film that is, I found it to be very fun and just fine action film. Definitely nothing too great, but it was definitely a film that I really liked, and had a good time with, and a very just funny film, sort of very brutal as well, but just Craig Fairbrass, being in this film, and I kind of watched this mainly for him, in fact, and just seeing some of his other films, of course. Going through the kind of Rise of the Foot Soldier franchise, I've branched off to watch different films from this guy, and starring this guy. Just yes, a very enjoyable film overall. And next up, oh yes indeed, of course, Lars von Trier once again, watching a film from this guy, and yes, Dancer in the Dark. This musical film, of course, with Bjork, and yes. A very, very fascinating film. I thought this would be. Kind of the build up to this. I hadn't really heard too much about this, and just a few things here or there. So I was very intrigued by this film. Before watching, and yes, for me, I must say, just a very, very emotional. I think very unique masterpiece. I say that now. I absolutely love this film, and just. Really, once again, Lars von Trier delivering, just a stunning film, and I think one of his best. I think there are a few that I like more, and I do think are a bit better than this. But Dancer in the Dark, is a stunning masterwork, and if you haven't seen this film, I simply recommend checking it out. Very, very dark, but very magical as well. At times, and just a very unique film, and I loved it. I really did. So yes, next up is a anime film, and I'm a big anime fan, and I've reviewed a few on the channel so far, and I thought I wanted to kind of rewatch this film again, and a very, very popular film, anime film, and that is Your Name. Of course, here is the steelbook actually, and really great steelbook, and just I love this film so much, and I watched it again, yes, in March, and was blown away once again, and I do plan on reviewing this film at some stage, and no rush into that, but I guess now, in the next couple of weeks I'll be sitting down to review this film, and I look forward to that, and yes, just. Speaking of steelbooks, I do kind of, I want to kind of, I guess I'll just say this now, I will be doing a top 10 favourite steelbooks video at some stage, and I guess this would be one of the honourable mentions to that, but just teasing that, this is definitely a thing that I want to do, and this reminded me once again, how much I kind of love owning steelbooks, and yes, just I wanted to kind of say that there, and yes, this film, Your Name, is just wonderful, and I look forward to discussing this film, with you viewers, and hearing your thoughts, on this, and yes, great steelbook, and wonderful film, of course, and next up, The Mechanic, another kind of Jason Statham film. I thought was okay. I was a bit disappointed with that one, and not much to say really there. Performances were fine, and Jason Statham, of course, he was very good. Always a fan, but the film was it was fine. It was a bit bland, and a bit of a slog at times. But yeah, it's a fine film. Next up, a Howard Hawks film, and one that I was very surprised with. Due to I guess it was just simply a film that I did not expect. That was very different to how I kind of imagined it, and that is not a good kind of thing or bad thing. I thought it was just a very different film to what I thought it would be, and that is Only Angels Have Wings, and very, very commendable film. Actually, I do really like this one, and for at times there was some things that I could have been better, in my opinion, and there was some things I didn't really love about the film at times, but overall I really found this to be very enjoyable, and just a very kind of warm film with characters. Really got to know the characters, and kind of situation, and it was a very I'm not going to say too much about this because it really surprised me just in how unique it was, and I think the approach to this film, it's very, very different, and I haven't really seen too many films like this. But it's very enjoyable, very warm, and very heartfelt at times. Cary Grant, of course, I love the film at times, and I think this was a very different performance from him as well. Gene Harfer as well, very, very pleasing to see, and just a really unique film. Actually, and I would say it's one of the better films that I've seen from Howard Hawks. Not my favourite, but I think very, very commendable, and I did really like this film for sure. And yes, next up is Don't Breathe. Yes, very interesting horror film, and I really liked it. And yes, just very tense and unexpected, and just a film I recommend. Don't Breathe. So just kind of glossing over that, and yes, just. Of course, next up, both part 3 and 4 of Rise of the Foot Soldier. So yes, I watched these films, Rise of the Foot Soldier 3 and 4, and a day apart from one another, and really enjoyed 3 especially. In fact, I kind of loved this film. I thought it was very, very funny, and just really this kind of energetic and explosive film that I thought for the most part really got the kind of the balance right of the kind of the drama and the comedy, and just seeing, of course, Craig Fairbrass in this film. He really was at his best really in this film, and just the characters and the setting, and just the kind of the use of music and the comedy, of course. Really was just right at times, and I really liked this film. I had a great time with this, and the fourth one, Rise of the Foot Soldier 4, was definitely a step down. But I think this film has been very much criticised quite a bit, and it's very unpopular at times. But I really liked this film. I thought it was very, very enjoyable. Once again, definitely not as good as kind of. I guess you could say it could be the worst one potentially. But for me, it was a hilarious film, and just really so many funny moments in this, and definitely played for laughs a lot more than any of the films in the franchise. But really enjoyed this one, and seeing these characters once again. Just the scenarios that they're put in. It did have some weaker moments in the film, and I guess the story, the actual narrative drive was definitely lacking at times. But really enjoyed this one at times, and overall definitely a solid film that I personally think is better than it's made out to be. And these films overall, all of them are fun, and just really at times very well made, and this one was no exception. Yes, look forward to, of course, the next film in the franchise when that comes out. So yes, next up is The Bank Job. Of course, once again, Jason Statham, and it's a film that I saw part of a few years ago now, many years ago actually, and just I wasn't too kind of invested in the film at that time, and I didn't watch all the film, and I just remember being slightly uninvested in this film, and I wasn't really too enamored by the film. But I think seeing it again, I really liked it this time around, and all the way through this time. So yes, really good film overall, and Jason Statham once again being great in the film, and a really kind of investing film dramatically as well. The characters, and just the kind of atmosphere to this film. So yes, next up, a Criterion that I watched, of course, starring Peter Sellers, and that is Being There, directed by Hal Ashby, and it's a film that really surprised me. Again, this was a film that I thought it'd be one thing, and it was completely different, and I think really unique film. I think it was very you could say it's very, very heavy on, I guess there could be spoilers, but the symbolism in this film, was something that I thought at first, is it this, is this implying this, the narrative, and it turns out, I wasn't surprised in that sense, but the actual way in which this film, is in tone, and the way it's kind of approached is very, very unique, and really surprised me, and I think Peter Sellers was masterful, in this film, and one of his very, very final roles, unfortunately, and it's very sad, of course. He passed away shortly after this film, and his second to last film actually. And yes, this film, really enjoyed it. I think it was a great film actually, and he was definitely Sellers was masterful in this film, and just really delivered a wonderful performance, very emotional, and just. Yes, a film that I'd recommend to anyone, really. And yes, next up, a film to talk about is Mondo Trasho. Of course, the first kind of feature film from John Waters, and this is a director who I've been exploring a bit recently, and with my brother, and just watching these films, and really, John Waters, kind of a filmmaker who I've always kind of wanted to check out, and we've been going through these films, in kind of chronological order, and really yes, just recently watching Pink Flamingos, of course, and yes, just Mondo Trasho is his first film, basically a silent film, and really interesting film, and it starts out to be a very commendable one, and one that I was very engaged in at times, and I guess it kind of lives its way a bit later on, but overall, I definitely think it's an interesting film, and it's at times really onto something actually, and the kind of use of music, and it's really interesting film, and I thought it was kind of overall not a great film for me, but really I got many things from this, and it was very commendable, as a first outing, as well feature film. So yes, a very interesting film, and really commendable at times, and yes. Now on to April, and yes, the first film I watched, of this month, from a director, of course, known as Wes Anderson, and yes, just this film, of course, after Bottle Rocket, that is Rushmore, and from 1998, and just this film, really, really blew me away, and I think, I will be reviewing this very soon, as I've said to a couple of people. I'm going to be going through. Kind of all of the films from Wes Anderson again, and also the films that I've not seen, before I'm going to be reviewing, and of course I did review Bottle Rocket, and saw that for the first time in January, and yes, seeing Rushmore, of course, and next up is rewatching, of course, the Royal Tenenbaums, and yes, just I'll be going through his films, and any that I've not reviewed before on the channel, I will be reviewing, and I will be as well re-reviewing the Grand Budapest Hotel at some point as well, and because that was one of my first reviews, and the channel I wasn't too pleased with that, but the rest of them that I've reviewed, other than the Grand Budapest, I won't review again, but eventually, potentially this year I'll be kind of doing a ranking as well. So Rushmore. Let me just say, I absolutely love this film, and it became one of my absolute favourites. In fact, from this director, and really a truly special film, and kicking the month off of April with this film, just unforgettable experience, and just a magical film, and really wow. Certainly, Wes Anderson has grown and grown, in my estimations. Every time I see a film from, this guy, I love the film, and really, and just, I always kind of loved this guy. Originally when I just saw a few films from this director, and just I think more and more, seeing this year, of course, Bottle Rocket and Rushmore, wow, just once again he's grown on me even more, and just the fact that he's made so many great films, one after the other, and they're very similar at times, in feeling, and just style, you could say. But Rushmore is definitely very unique, and I guess it was kind of when he really started to refine his style, in a way, and it's very, as well at the same time, very very free, in this form, and just a film that I loved, absolutely adored. So yes, next up, Manchester by the Sea. Rewatching this, and yes, here it is on Blu-ray, and what a film this is! A stunning film, and just an absolute masterpiece in my opinion. And I saw this back in 2017 for the first time, and just once again, this film blew me away even more this time round, and so emotional, this film, and just Casey Affleck, it's just he is a legendary actor, and I think this is his best performance, and yes, I might talk about this film at some point, but for now, just I love this film, and it really is a masterpiece, and just stunning in every regard. Certainly one of the best films of its year, and really stunning piece. And yes, next up is another Lars von Trier film, and this is the one that really surprised me as well, and that is Dogville. And this is a film that is so unique and bold, daring film, and really at the same time, it's this kind of warm, magical, dreamlike effect that it has, on the viewer. And just seeing this film, I didn't really know, what to expect with this. I guess this film, and I knew roughly what this would, kind of be, and it's kind of, in its design. But I think, as the film went on, I was just surprised more and more, and just constantly kind of blown away by this film in every single regard. This is a masterpiece in my opinion, and really is one of the best from Lars von Trier in my opinion. And Nicole Kidman is wonderful in this film. Paul Bettany, is great. So great, and just everyone in this film. And if you haven't seen Dogville, and you like unique films, because this is just really one of the most original films ever made, and you know, this is just if you're interested in filmmaking as well, and how to kind of make, you know, something that's different, you know, and kind of original in a particular way, but you know, familiar as well. You know, check it out, you know, because it really is just a stunning film in my opinion. And of course, everyone react differently to the films I'm going through. But you know, Dogville for me is a masterpiece, and it's just, you know, really a flawless film in my opinion. And yes, next up, rewatching of course Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, one of my favourite kind of British films, and you know, just a legendary film. Really, I've definitely increased my rating from that kind of review I done you know, a couple of years back, and of course that's a very high score then. But you know, this one I've definitely kind of increased the rating even more because this film is just so stunning, and of course Guy Ritchie, you know, what a filmmaker. I'll be watching again, rewatching Snatch at some point soon, and yes, going through some of his other films again, and for the first time, and yes, just a stunning film, his debut of course. So yes, next up, Destry Rise Again. I did mention this you know, very recently as well, picking it up on Blu-ray, and yes, just a stunning film that I plan on reviewing as well. Jimmy Stewart of course, and a Western film, so of course, you know, a film that I loved. Next up is Multiple Maniacs, of course, from John Waters, and you know, his second feature film, and you know, I really think this was definitely better than, of course, Mondo Trasho, and you know, it's just really a very enjoyable film, actually. You know, really kind of stylish film at times, and you know, I loved the use of music, you know, the comedy to this film, a very funny film, and just, you know, I found this to be really commendable, really well made actually, and you know, just, I know John Waters is known for kind of bad taste films, and you know, he celebrates this as well. You know, his kind of his filmography, and how, you know, he wants to make films like this, and I would say, you know, actually, you know, while it is, you know, kind of this you know, really it's a film, you know, I can see what he meant by that. You know, it really is commendable, actually, and very well made, and really effective. I think satire, you know, comedy, and you know, hats off to John Waters. Really enjoyable film, and you know, just a film that I had a really good time with, and you know, just very charming film, and you know, just very, you know, John Waters films, you know, very kind of you know, they have a heart to them. Really kind of warm films. You know, get, you know, this really nice feeling from them, and you know, very just sincere films, and you know, just kind of making what he wants to make, and really celebrating you know, this kind of a particular kind of unique approach, yes, to his films. Very, you know, personal filmmaking, and just really enjoyable film. And next up, Scream 3, rewatching that, and of course Wes Craven, you know, going through many of his films on the channel, and Scream 3 for me is very enjoyable. You know, I have much to say about this, and that'll be in a review I'm going to be filming very soon, and shortly after that as well, Scream 4, which I did watch as well in this month, and you know, definitely a film that's kind of surprised me, you know, on this rewatch, Scream 4, and you know, I kind of, as I've said before, I didn't dislike this film necessarily, you know, when I watched it first, but you know, I've never really seen it since until now, and you know, really, I definitely like this film, you know, quite a bit, and you know, really surprised me, and you know, Scream 3 and 4, again, you know, very worthy sequels in many regards, and just, I think all of these films, you know, very underappreciated actually. The first one, of course, is you know, loved, but you know, 2, 3, and 4, you know, really impressive films, and especially Scream 2, you know, 3 and 4, you know, I really like as well, and yes, just next up, Machete, of course. Yes, very enjoyable film as well. You know, kind of this campy film. You know, kind of this really wacky film at times, and Danny Trejo as well. Really good in this film, and just very enjoyable from Robert Rodriguez, of course. And you know, really big fan of this director. Of course, my favourite is From Dusk Till Dawn. You know, it's a really you know, stunning film, that one, and of course Sin City as well. You know, really big fan of that, and yes, Machete is very enjoyable in my opinion, and yes, the first time I saw this film, and you know, had been meaning to see this for a while, and you know, really enjoyable film. And yes, next up is a film by, you know, very famous filmmaker, and that is David Fincher, and this is a film that's very mostly not liked too much, and you know, it's a film that doesn't really appear too high on the rankings, for example, of, you know, favourite Fincher films, and you know, for me, In fact, this is one of my favourites from this director, from this filmmaker, and I think it's very underappreciated. I absolutely loved it, and I thought before seeing this, I did remember saying, it looks like a film that I will love, and I thought, hopefully I will, and it just exceeded my expectations even then, and for me, this is just a stunning film, and just really is one of them films, so emotional, and I think this is not my favourite first watch of April, but I will say now one of the best that I'd seen for the first time, because it really blew me away, and I absolutely loved it. Brad Pitt once again phenomenal in this film. He is a legend, and just this film was stunning, very emotional, and just such a unique film. Next up is a Steve McQueen film, and that is Shame. This film, I didn't really know what this film would be, and it blew me away. And of course, Michael Fassbender, he is just such a great actor, and he was stunning in this film. Of course, once again as well, Steve McQueen delivering for me what I think is probably a masterpiece. In fact, and this is again one of the films that's close to the kind of the best first watch of this month of April, and just really blew me away, and just a stunning film. Really, it's a film that just started out so intriguing, and from there it just kind of builded and builded to the point where it's just a mind-blowing final act, and really stunning film, and yes, really emotional film, this one. Next up is a film that I kind of rewatched again, and just filmmaker who I've been trying to once again return to discussing on the channel, and that is Danny Boyle, and because I think it was late 2019, of course, yes, that I was kind of going through a few of his films, Trainspotting 1 and 2, and of course 28 Days Later, Slumdog Millionaire as well, short after that, and yes, I kind of stopped for some reason, go through his films, and just once again returning to hopefully discussing quite a few of his films, and eventually the ranking will come. But yes, this film is we can't deny a hated film for the most part, and I personally I have great memories of this, and I thought I'm really intrigued to kind of see this again, and I saw this many times as a kid, and I think this film is great, and I will be reviewing this film very soon. I guarantee it. I'll be reviewing this, and it will be a very positive review of this film, and that is The Beach. Yes, indeed, a hated film. It's known to be by many to be an awful film, and I just loved it. I think it's a great film, and I think one of the most kind of interesting films, really of the century, actually, in many regards. Just being a Danny Boyle film, and just how unique this is, and I guess feeding into the kind of reaction to this film. Really is a fascinating film, and just for me, it's just a magical experience, and very kind of meaningful to me, and just yes, expect a positive review. I'll say that now, and just look out for that one, and yes, just really special film in my opinion. Yes, a film by Ridley Scott that I'd seen quite a few years ago now, and I really didn't remember any of this film, to be quite honest. I'd forgotten most of the film, remembering a couple of moments here and there, and of course Denzel Washington, his performance, I've always kind of loved this performance from him, and that is of course American Gangster. Just a very it's a film that is very I guess divisive, you could say, and I thought I couldn't remember this film, although I thought I kind of liked it, I thought at the time, and just didn't really recall too many of the moments, and I didn't really I didn't think I loved it back then, and it's a film that I think at times unfortunately kind of mediocre, and just underwhelming, and I think there is, on the other hand, a bit of the film where it really picks up, and I think when it focuses on Denzel Washington and just his family, and all this kind of stuff, it really is very investing, and great performances in this film. There's many great moments in this, and aspects, elements, filmmaking in this, and it's just, unfortunately though, not enough to kind of make this a great film. It's kind of average for me overall, if I'm being honest. Very much a very solid average film, and I think at times, it's kind of definitely falling short, just because I think the storytelling and just the kind of the actual yes, the narrative is just too it's all over the place, and I think just meandering, and it's not the best kind of start to a film. The first act is very much it struggles to kind of for me reel me in a particular way, where I'm just from the get-go kind of invested in the film. And I think the opening scene though was great, but after that, for a while, maybe 40 minutes, it was just all over the place, and I was very disappointed with this first act of the film. And then it kind of really picks up in the middle, and I think then it goes off again. And the final 10 minutes though, or 15 minutes of the film was really, really great. And I think Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe, great in the film, really, and I think especially Denzel Washington. And there is a moment, in the kind of final act. I won't kind of spoil, of course, but specifically, but he really gives a great performance in this film, and it's a very emotional, very just harrowing kind of moment, dialogue. Really is a great performance from Washington, and it's a film that I thought, overall is a good, an average film, an okay film, and I think, some moments that I don't like, some moments that I really love, and elements, of course, and overall though, it's just it's an okay film that I'd recommend, but not one of my favourite kind of gangster films. But, some greatness in there for sure. And next up is Boy Erased, and this was a very, very powerful film, and really great to see as well. And of course, Russell Crowe once again, of course, and Nicole Kidman, and really, and of course, yes, Lucas Hedges. He was great in this film. Just a really, really fascinating film, and very powerful, and very just this raw film, and really, really powerful, moving film. And it's just, I wouldn't kind of get into it because it would spoil the kind of plot points. But really check it out if you're interested. A very, very commendable film, and overall I loved it. I think a really, really heartwarming film, and just very, very powerful. In the end as well. Just so commendable, this film. And yes, next up is a very strange horror film, Room for Rent, of course starring Lynn Shay, and just I can't say much about this film. Go in blind, and just see this film if you're interested. Kind of a wacky horror film, and it's very, very funny at times. But it was kind of touching as well, and I really enjoyed this film. That's what I'll say. Yes, next up, a very, very special film for me, and one that I plan on reviewing at some point, and that is The Day After Tomorrow, of course, directed by Roland Emmerich, and starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid, of course, as well. A film that I saw many, many times, as a kid, just like a few of his films, Emmerich's films, and really a big fan of this director, in fact. And who knows what I think of Godzilla, because it's a very unpopular film, and everyone, most people kind of really don't like the film. Well, I will be reviewing all of these films really, and just I really look forward to that, and sharing my thoughts. Perhaps different opinions on these films, because I really am a big fan of this director. And The Day After Tomorrow, to me, it's just such an enjoyable film, and a really, really highly kind of impressive kind of disaster film, certainly in the last few decades. This is just one of my favourites, and really is just this at times emotional film, and just this epic, kind of investing film. I really look forward to reviewing this film, and I certainly will at some point soon. And I love this film personally. And yes, next up, we'll kind of go through a few of these now. Not too many left, for the sake of the video, and just because I don't really have too much to say about these ones here. Crank, High Voltage, so the second Crank film, starring of course Jason Statham, of course, and really a hilarious film, one of the most bizarre action films that I've seen in many, many years, and just really a very enjoyable film. And I really liked the side characters, and just Jason Statham himself was great in this film, so enjoyable. And just yes, I think perhaps I preferred this to the first film, Crank, but perhaps not. I think very close overall. But yeah, I think possibly I do prefer this to the first. Very very funny. And just investing and unique and wacky. And yes, nothing great. But really enjoyable film, a good time, and yes. Exhibit A, a very interesting kind of found footage film, and I won't say anything about this film. I'll just say what I think of it, and just a very good film, and very surprising, and just this is very disturbing. I must say that, and just yes, check it out if you're interested. For me, one of the better found footage films, and yes, really kind of shook me up, you could say, and very well made, very commendable, so well acted, and just really unforgettable, but very very disturbing. I must say that. So yes, just a few left now. Of course, Pink Flamingos, and this is the third feature film from John Waters, and it's a film. You could say it's one of the most famous films. Notoriously one of the most kind of shocking, and many kind of people kind of were outraged at this film, and I guess it has been banned as well in different parts of the world. Before, but yes, it's a film that I must say it wasn't as shocking as I thought it would be, and it's certainly not a film that is awful. It's made out to be it's put on films or lists of films that are considered the worst films ever made, and here and there, and some do like this film, of course. It has this kind of cult following, and many praise this film, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very commendable film, and of course, I will say the ending is very disturbing or shocking, you could say, and very gross to see that. But other than that, a few kind of moments here and there. It's not kind of this this film that is constantly kind of shocking to the point where you can't get invested in it dramatically. Kind of the comedy as well. So it's not a film that I think is kind of one of the most shocking films ever made, aside from really the ending, kind of the ending act, what kind of goes on there. But I won't get into that. For spoilers and all that kind of stuff. But for me, it's a very enjoyable film, and I think I could prefer this to I guess Multiple Maniacs, although I'm not too sure. But I think probably the edge would go to this, and his third feature film, and I think he's gotten better and better at this stage. And I have seen, of course, Crybaby, and with Johnny Depp. I saw that a while back though, and but going through his films chronologically, I think yes, Pink Flamingos is probably the best at this point, John Waters' film, and yes, just really loved Divine, the character, of course, and just really enjoyed this film, certainly overall, and just a great time to be had. And the final film I want to mention here, is a film from Denis Villeneuve, and yes, just this great director, filmmaker, of course. I've seen just two of his films so far, that is Prisoners, and this film here, Arrival, and watching this the other day once again, and just this film, it's just, it really is, a masterpiece, and I love this film so much. I could perhaps fit a review of this in at some stage, but it won't be in the next 2 weeks because I have kind of a schedule of reviews. But this film, I do hopefully plan on reviewing this at some point, and just wow, this really is just a stunning film, and I think Amy Adams, is just so great in this film. Jeremy Renner, and just this is such a kind of unique film, and as a sci-fi film, this is just so commendable, and using the kind of the genre to really explore human emotions, and just I think life itself, and it's just so great, this film, and I love it even better than I kind of remember this film. I saw it early 2018, I think it was, and seeing it on Blu-ray at that point, and yes, once again watching this, and even better than I remembered, and just a stunning film, and of course this filmmaker, it's just I've only seen two of his films now, as I say, but we'll be definitely exploring his work, and I do plan on at least reviewing a few of his films, and certainly do a ranking at some stage. I won't perhaps review all of his films, just due to I can't really fit them all in perhaps, but maybe I will try to do that. I always say the kind of I hate to say it, but realistic kind of outcome. I'll review a few of them at least, perhaps not all of them, but I could review all of them. Perhaps certainly though a ranking, and I will be talking about some of his works, and yes, I will try to yes talk about all of them. But I can't say when that will happen. If that will happen. But yes, I really look forward to doing that. And Arrival, though, stunning, and I wouldn't say what I prefer out of this and Prisoners at this point. But this filmmaker is one of the best, certainly modern directors that I've kind of explored, and I've only seen two of his works. Cannot wait to see all of his other films, and just such a great filmmaker. And so now, of course, I'm going to be picking, my favourite first watches of each month, and for March and April. And as I say, it made sense because I've been doing this every year and compiling lists. But now I want to kind of break it down to each month, and then from there, perhaps on the channel, I could be doing, kind of at the end of the year, one way I bring it all together and do something different on that. I'll put a spin on it, I hope, and kind of change it up a little bit. And yes. For now though, awarding the films my favourite first watches of each month, and for March, for me it was easy. I chose Some Like It Hot. Really, this is very much one of my absolute favourite films of all time, and it was easy to pick this one. No comparison, no contest really, I guess, and just I loved it in every kind of aspect. Just blew me away, and I think just one of the most kind of charming, magical films, and one of the funniest films ever made. And of course, Jack Lemmon, Marilyn Monroe, of course, and Tony Curtis, legendary film, really was. And yes, for April, I guess there was more competition here, and I think I probably watched overall more great films for the first time in April than March. But for me, I came down to choosing Rushmore, and yes, Wes Anderson, of course. Just really, it was the one that I think kind of was the most magical to me, and nostalgic film, and the one that really for me overall was the best, and most kind of charming film during this time that I watched, and the first film of April, and yes, the best film for me that I watched all month, in terms of first watches, and as I say, excluding just rewatches, of course. This is the first watches of each month. So yes, Some Like It Hot and Rushmore as my favourite first watches of March and April. So yes, that's my thoughts on them, and I've talked about a few films, and really, yes, especially those two that I've mentioned. Great time I had over this these 2 months, and I'm going to of course be reviewing both of those films, and at some stage, and yes, hopefully very soon, especially with Rushmore. So yes, of course, because going through Wes Anderson, of course, on this channel, always something I love doing, and very much underway. And yes, Rushmore, it was so good, and a film that I really loved, and really shot up among his films for me instantly. So yes, both these films especially instantly ones that I loved so much, and yes, I had a great time over these last 2 months watching many films. And yes, what do you think of these films that I've mentioned? And tell me what you watched perhaps during this time. It'd be great to hear, and just share your kind of experiences with these films, and that you've watched them. Yes, of course, I must say as well, soon cinemas opening up, and that will be. I'm going to be going. Hopefully, once things are allowed to, or things allow this to happen, I will be going. Hopefully a few times over the next few months to the cinemas, and we'll wait for that though, of course, to see how things turn out, and of course, if they are open though and you're allowed to go, I will be going to see a few films, so yes, that'll be a bit different as well, to see some films. I haven't been to the cinema since 2019, so yes, I didn't go at all in 2020, so yes, really look forward to that, and yeah, I might do some videos where I kind of film me going out and stuff, doing that. But yeah, for now, it's been great to discuss the films that I watched during March and April, and yes, tell me what you think, and of course, hope you enjoyed the kind of the new thing I'm doing as well, awarding my favourite first watch of each month, and join in that as well, join in, and share your kind of if you want, you can award your favourites. Kind of first watch, of each month, and at the end of the year, I want to do something a bit different as well on that, and kind of combine all this perhaps into this kind of big event, and yes, this kind of award ceremony perhaps, but just a little, just having fun with this, and just not to be taken too seriously, but just really, I want to do this going forward, and I hope you had a great time during these 2 months, and share your thoughts on these films and anything you watched as well. So yes, always welcome to do that, and feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments, and it's just I look forward to a few things over the next few months as well, and we'll touch base once again during in July, of course, for May and June, of course, watching discussing what I watched during this time. So yes. Also, I have ordered a very, very big box set, of course, Blu-ray box set, and that will be hopefully as well a talking point going forward. It's a very expensive, purchase, but I thought I finally have to do it, and yes, perhaps some would guess what that is. It's a Criterion box set, and hopefully it arrives intact and not broken, we can only hope, and it'll be a few weeks perhaps until that comes, but more on that to follow, and I could do an unboxing as well on that actually. So yes, that's it for now. Wrapping up, and it'd be great to hear your thoughts in the comments, and what you watched, and on these films that I've seen as well recently. So yes, as always, take care, and thanks for watching.